Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. Well, I keep saying that hello shit. This is Insanity Check Radio. Skillosaurus Ken 8. Just quickly before we get to this next story, which is traumatic enough, I made a reference in our previous segment about why certain people shouldn't be parents. And just an aside, this past Saturday, the EBT system went off in 17 states, meaning people that were recipients of welfare, the dole, public assistance to buy food, couldn't. They couldn't because their debit card did not work because Xerox, who runs the system, said they were doing something and some blip in the system went off and these people were left stranded. But, that's it is what it is. It's been restored. It's cool. But I was watching a bunch of the people and, these poor people or these whatever, people complaining, how am I going to feed my babies? And they were all white and black, so it's no just black folks. And it just brought to my mind how some people shouldn't be parents. I mean, one of the reasons why, I don't have much remorse for these people, but maybe obviously for the children is, we all know that babies don't come from storks. We know that it's a process. You do something, there's consequences if you go in there, unprotected, and boom, a baby comes out. And I think everyone knows that, children cost money. All you have to do is turn on your television set and look at the back to school sales. A sale is, transaction at a reduced rate, whatever, but, you give money for the clothes or whatever. So, children require money. So, these people are like, I don't know what I'd do without these food stamps. Well, if you knew you were broke and you knew your baby daddy or husband or whatever didn't have the means, I'm not saying everybody was bums or junkies or whatever, but if you know that you don't have the resources, why the fuck are you having children?
But Jesus said abortions is wrong.
Listen, that's bullshit, man. Whatever the fuck, I just, I really get mad and I want to just punch these people in the faces because, clearly you could think about this kind of stuff in advance. Forget Planned Parenthood. It's just common fucking sense. When that baby comes out, the baby does not put things in the form of questions like, may I have some food? May you take this shit out of my diaper? No. These are required. You have to do it by every law there is, including internal law, human law, moral law, and every other kind of law, as you say, religious law, whatever. So I don't know. That shit over the weekend just brought out some bad feelings for me on both sides. The government should, lack of government, whatever the fuck is operating right now in this country, they should have more common sense than to do service checks or whatever during business hours, when people need their food and they need their car to be working, but then also having all these people realize that, holy shit, without this government assistance, I won't be able to do anything for my baby. You should have thought about that shit before you had the fucking child.
But the Lord will provide.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, as they saw, they didn't. So people decided they was going to just Debo up that fucking food, and they lucky the shock troops wasn't there to put, bean bags in their chest and shit. But whatever. On to this story, which is basically more shit about this fucked up country. The EBT cards went off. We all know that the government's been shut down since October 1st. We just got an update that the Democrats and Republicans are still fighting this thing out, and apparently whatever resolution they were supposed to have just fell through the cracks and just fizzled up. So we have 2 days left before we default, which is going to be fucked up beyond words, for real. And this is an indicator of just how bad this country has become.
Well, I can tell you right now that I've seen some of this stuff on Craigslist. I've seen a lot of this on Craigslist. So basically, women in particular, of course, because they're the hot commodity, they have been selling their hair, breast milk, and eggs for money, obviously. It says hair, breast milk, and eggs are doubling as automated teller machines for some cash-strapped Americans, such as April Hare. I guess that's just a coincidence. Yeah. Out of work for more than 2 years and facing eviction from her home, Hare recalled Louisa May Alcott's 19th century novel and took to her computer. I was just trying to find a way to make money, and I remembered Jo from Little Women, and she sold her hair. The 35-year-old from Atlanta said, I've always had lots of hair, but this is the first time I've actually had the idea to sell it because I'm really in a tight jam right now. The mother of two posted pictures of her 18-inch auburn mane on www.buyandsellhair.com, asking for at least $1,000 and receiving responses within hours. Hair is also considered selling her breast milk, joins other exploring unconventional ways to make ends meet as their 4-year-old economic expansion struggles. As the 4-year-old economic expansion struggles to invigorate the labor market and stimulate incomes. I constantly see ads for eggs, female eggs.
Are you serious?
Yeah, constantly.
That's right. Yes, you are. Damn.
Constantly. Don't really see it for hair. Don't really see it for breast milk.
But eggs.
But yeah.
What about kidneys? It says for $1,500.
Well, I think that's obviously illegal because they mentioned
they said on the black market. Yeah, researchers say that those who sell kidneys could make up to $1,500 devaluing dollars on the black market. God damn. So for you,
1,500 or 15,000?
15,000.
Oh,
now, either fucking way, it's my kidney. You know, it's ridiculous.
So 1,500 is a lot different than 15,000.
It's all the same shit, man. I got to cut open my body to give up something for, a devaluing fucking currency. Ridiculous. And I mean, because there's a lot of people that, and I'm not talking about conspiracy junkies or what have you. I'm just saying, if you think that this country is healthy, all you need to do is look at the government, the bought and paid for news, the alternative news, just open your eyes and ask people, do they know anyone that's been laid off due to the government shutdown? Do they know anybody that's struggling to find a sustainable job, sustainable wage job? Find out if they know anybody that's struggling more now than they were, let's say, 3 years ago. And I'm pretty sure almost everybody can say they know at least one person that's, hit the skids as opposed to, when times were good. So this country is really fucked up. And then, like I said, with the EBT cars going down, they thought it was a government thing because the government had shut down, but it had nothing to do with that according to the official story. But let's just say it did happen, since these people, it's not the old food stamps days when you actually get something in your hand. It's all digital. Something happens to the grid, electricity goes down, the network shuts down or freezes, people's money, people's food stamps, all these things are going to just go poof up in smoke because it's just a bunch of numbers in some machine somewhere. So yeah, this is really, really, really not looking good. And I got a story report. I remember I told you when those freaky looking helicopters had flown over with the propellers on either side, right? And yeah, it's on YouTube. Flew right over where I live. Flew right over in formation. I'd never seen these helicopters in real life before. I've seen military helicopters, but I never saw one with the rotors were on the left and the right. But then I am with Storm from Primetime Handball and a couple other guys. We had finished a match. We was just chilling, and this fucking military helicopter came down way lower than the regular cruising helicopters, and it kept buzzing around the field and around where we are with the spotlight down, on us like a fucking movie and shit. Like, they're trying to, now I'm not saying they were looking for us, but they were looking for something because they had the lights down. You could see that the side door was open, was ajar. So I don't know if they had M60s, and I don't know. I couldn't see them. My vision ain't that good, but I could see that the door was open, and I know that what the fuck is it? We were all like, why is this thing flying over us, and why is it so low? Why is the military flying over, Prospect Park? Wingate Park.
But
it should have been a police helicopter.
As you noted, was it really the military, or is it just cops dressed like military now?
That's it. Since they're
cops are dressed like military now.
Since they're merging everything, yes. The military, it's like the private sector, the police, Homeland Security, and the military are all like meshing together and melding together, as you saw in Boston after those bombings. That wasn't necessarily, these uniforms. What the fuck are these uniforms? And once again, why is that stuff over our cities? Why is that stuff? Why am I seeing 3 weird-looking helicopters in formation fly over? And why am I seeing these military vehicles all over the place? It's just a really weird time right now in this country. And like I said, I'm not going off a conspiracy rant. It's just that when you keep seeing weird things, something is going on. What that something is, I don't know, but obviously, as you can tell from this story, people are not in good standing in this country right now. We're not doing well, and according to what these imbeciles are doing right now, it doesn't seem like there's going to be any quick fix in the next day or so. So You know, it's just to me, this story is not even funny. It's distressing.
Well, speaking of which, I think this is kind of funny.
This guy will find humor from this fucker.
It says this is an interesting little ditty. It said, in all but 2 quarters since the beginning of 2011, hair, eggs, or kidney have been among the top 4 autofill results for the Google query search, I want to sell my. So you type in I want to sell my, and it would autofill either hair, eggs, or kidneys.
Holy shit.
If you don't know how that works, ladies and gentlemen, it's because people keep Googling, I want to sell my hair, I want to sell my kidneys, I want to sell my eggs.
And you find that funny? That's fucking mortifying, man, because people are obviously stressed to the point. See, listen, when you have people willing to sell their body parts and go to these extremes, when you have people doing what they did this Saturday in a small amount, I'm not saying it was a riot or anything, riots in these 17 cities, but people literally, like I said, was like, yo, you know, some people left their food there, and some people was like, yo, whatever, man, bill me. You know, I'm taking this fucking food. You know, I know that I have, you know, a certain amount on the card. You'll sort it out later, but I got to eat today. And they were just like, we're going to straight Debo this shit, and we're going to take it. So when you have people getting aggressive, even on that mile standing and aggressive like this, which I think is, you know, like insane to me, it shows you that the climate here, people are going to different measures to try and make basic ends meet. And that's the whole thing. These people are not doing this because they want to live like Scarface. They're doing this because they want to live and have a place, period. You know, wherever it happens to be, with running water and lights and gas and a basic fucking meal. You know, as when I forgot that dude that tried to live off of food stamps, and they were talking about this on the Bill Maher show. You can basically only get like empty carbs and all that garbage. If you specifically go, you know, like live on the budget they did try and set for you, you can't eat anything healthy and nourishing. You're bound to be sick. You're gonna be fucking sick. Yeah. You're gonna eat nothing but garbage. You know, so this is that's more fun.
Yeah. The fact that people can explore, the fact that people even explore, it indicates that there are still a lot of people worried about their financial outlooks. This is very much unlike every other recovery that we've had, because we're not really recovering.
We're not recovered. See,
it's going to be a slow, grinding, very frustrating recovery.
Oh, really? Oh. So then I guess it's not a recovery. Because if shit is getting worse statistically, how the fuck is it a recovery? Yeah. I'm thinking when you're recovering, like you get knocked out, when you're recovering, you're starting to regain consciousness. You don't go further into a fucking coma. So how are we in any kind of recovery? I mean, yeah, in 2008, it was, you know, they named it a crash. So because they're not naming it right now, the numbers are still showing that we're going backwards. So it's just, like I said, it's just semantics right now of recovery. Recover my ass.
At the Shady Grove Fertility Center, which has offices in Washington, Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania, about 13,000 women will apply this year to be an egg donor. That's roughly a 13% increase from 2012, last year. Ali Williams, marketing assistant supervisor for the Fertility Center, said in a telephone interview, the clinic's own survey last year showed that 65% of the women said that there are at least some financial motivation in deciding to donate their eggs. As few as 3% became actual donors due to the strict screening process and lengthy time commitment associated with egg donation.
So let me get this straight. So in a few weeks, we showed people selling, you know, fucking pregnancy tests, you know, capitalizing off of that shit, even though that's probably, you know, motivated by some wickedness. And in my opinion, the majority of the cases. Now you have this kind of shit. You have people saying that they can't even sell ass at the rates that they used to sell ass before because the professionals are being undercut by, you know, the fucking regular housewife, you know, who's cutting in on their profits by selling her ass, you know, at discount bargain basement prices. And now you got this shit. This is fucked up, man.
This is a lengthy but very informative article.
Which you will see.
Yeah. But it basically says that we're getting fucked, we're being fucked, and
we're going to be fucked.
Yeah, probably.
You know, yeah. So, and like I said, this is one of those times where, you know, if you don't catch it live, by the time you catch it on YouTube, we may have resolved this this whole default situation, or we may not. But as of this point of being recorded, which is October 15th, at what time is it?
725.
725. On October 15, 2013, there is no resolution. See, Ken got some plug. There's no resolution. So we'll fucking see, man. We'll see. But this is some really, really strange shit. You know, really. And I'm going to put some other links up there, too, about a good old boy comet that's coming that's got the religious people going crazy.
Fuck the religious people.
Religious people are going crazy. But there are some very interesting things about this comet and how it affected Mars when it passed by on October 2nd that I think people might be interested in. Just simple stuff, fascinating stuff. Check us out. Insanity Check 12, Twitter, our Facebook, Insanity Check Radio, Google Plus, Facebook is Insanity Check. Our Google Plus is Insanity Check Radio, and our YouTube channel where you'll get all of this stuff in its enhanced version, Insanity Check Radio.
I'm starting to hear a little copyright infringement, man.
Get the fuck out of here. Mine is much better than yours, and I'm the originator. You're the fraudulent one.
Mine's just a better version.
Sure. I'm the one that gets responses like, yeah, it's a radio.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be back next week.
Amber. Shit.
We're trying to make it, baby.